Hello everybody, I'm Todd Harney at AllTerra Arms, General Manager here, and today we're going to show you behind the scenes and give a little tour of our rifle manufacturing. This is just the office here. It gets more exciting from this point on. So this is our shop. We've got Daniel here. Daniel takes care of everything from procurement to answering the phone. Right now he's receiving a batch of barrel blanks, getting a batch of bolts ready to send out for nickel boron plating. Getting a little further in here, let's go over and we'll start with the very beginning of a rifle build. So this is sort of our next up rack, all the different customers who are getting ready to start their rifle builds. Every one of these boxes, when we get going to start one, has an optic, a barrel. Come look in here. We've got bottom metal parts. The receiver should be in here. We got a receiver, bolt, stock that is pretty raw on the exterior finish, but it's already been inlet and bedded. So we've always got a pretty good handful of rifles ready to start. A wall of components here, everything from bottom metals to springs, bolts ready to go, barrels. We're a little bit light on our barrels at the moment, waiting for another big shipment to come in. Firing pins, look at those pretty cool firing pins. Heavy duty, fluted, big spring. Few more rifle builds over here that we're just waiting on a part or two to get started on. So yeah, rifle builds start over here. And Matt will always pull the top left box off the shelf and bring it over here for chambering, head space, muzzle brake install. So everything's really starting with getting that barreled action dialed in. You can see here, he's got a, what do you got here? 6.5 PRC, Matt?
Yep, 6.5 PRC. We're just going to cut the chamber into it now. We've already got the barrel connection turned on to the barrel, and the receiver's been timed to match north and south on the barrel. And now we're going to bring in the chamber reamer and put a chamber in.
Officially make it a 6.5 PRC. Check this out. Milk everywhere. So yeah, Matt is our machinist wizard. By far the most trusted guy in the shop to be cutting the metal, doing all the precise work. Accurate rifles all start right here with what Matt's doing. We've got Drew over here. Drew,
how's it going?
He's the owner of the outfit, but he's also back here keeping
the EDM going.
Yep, keeping the wire EDM going. Drew, give a quick rundown on this EDM.
So basically the whole purpose of the EDM is to cut out the bolt lug raceways. So we have these parts that start off as 2-inch round bar, gun drill and hone the bore in the middle, and then OD turn concentric with the bore, and then these parts go inside the EDM.
Come take a look at this.
An electrified wire, and it arcs and burns out the entire bolt log raceway.
So this is all happening beneath the surface of this deionized water. You can see here on the screen the shape that this machine is cutting out from the original perfect circular hole.
And so when you're done, you have a profile that looks like this. This is probably the most accurate machine in the shop. It's able to hold a few 10,000ths of an inch tolerance across a 9-inch long part. And it leaves basically no chatter compared to a broach, and doesn't induce any stress into the material. It's a lot more expensive, but it's the most accurate way of making these parts.
This is building the beginning phases of making a receiver, by the way.
Exactly.
Over here we've got Alex. Alex is running this CNC for inletting a stock. Come take a closer look. So that is a stock blank. Tool change here. So that tool just swapped out. Getting that stock ready for the barreled action that Matt's working on here that we saw a minute ago. Alex has a background in cabinetry, fairly new to this type of machine work, but with his background and attention to detail and all that stuff, he's been a really smooth transition in here. So after barreled action is done, chambering, Matt will also use the manual lathe over here to time and install a muzzle brake. The stock has been inlet over there in Alex's area. Over here, we do bedding. So by the end of today, that barreled action that we just looked at and stock are gonna be bedded together and resting over here in one of our bedding jigs, basically to be painted tomorrow once it comes out of cure. You can see here we've got a stock that's been inletted, pillars installed, and the bottom metal on this one is curing up right now. So we bed in two parts. We bed the bottom metal, let it cure, install the pillars. We'll put it back in that machine and contour the pillars to the shape of the bottom of the receiver, and then it'll get its final bedding job. Moving forward a little bit, if you look right over there, we've got our makeshift light booth. That's where I take all the photos of finished rifles that need just a nice clean background for the website. Just this morning, we got a big batch of our custom hard cases in. This area over here is pretty cool. Some more manufacturing. And Robert here, talented dude, terrible talking on video, so I'll just chat through his spot here. This big machine, this big deuce on here makes our muzzle brakes, finishes our receivers. So after the wire EDM that Drew just showed you, the receiver blanks come over here. They get in this machine, go through one operation to cut out the ejection port, the mag port, trigger pocket, bolt pocket, set up for optic mounts on top, brand the side, and so that's after one operation following the wire EDM. And then Robert will fixture them again to finish them out into a final receiver before doing a series of quality control checks, which is pretty extensive. We want top of the line parts, every single part that comes through here. So you can see he's checking some stuff here, filling out a sheet for every part. You can take a look in the machine here. A lot of coolant flying, but there's another part on its way to becoming a receiver. Okay, so that was sort of a detour into our manufacturing stuff over here, but getting back on the flow of the rifle build. So after a barreled action and stock come out of bedding over there, they will slide over here to Will's area. And Will here is our Cerakote specialist. He also does a lot of the stock work, recoil pad install, which we'll get to next. But yep, he's here weighing out some Cerakote to do a paint job. We've got a table over here for fixturing. You can see here he's masked off this barrel, so we're gonna do paint on all the metal parts, obviously not on the carbon barrel. Side note, this receiver is already painted black. We go and shoot for accuracy every rifle we build. Now and then, we reject a barrel for accuracy, do a tear off and a rebarrel. This happens to be one of those ones. We do not want any customer getting an inaccurate rifle, so we prefer to shoot them all, break them in, make sure they're to our standards, and we will rebarrel. This customer will never know it happened to his rifle, but we do it. So, masked off, we got bottom metal, a muzzle brake part. We've got this stock masked off for doing a paint job on it. All the metal parts will go into the media blaster for prep. They'll get painted in the paint booth, and then they'll go over and cure in the oven over here. So it's H-series Cerakote, which is oven cured, good strong stuff. After a rifle has been Cerakoted, that includes all the metal parts and the stock. Over here, they come out of cure and go over to the assembly area. So you can see here, we've got numerous rifles ready for assembly, all painted up. I believe we're just waiting for the stock paint job to cure on this one. So here's a finished rifle. Over here, it's everything from ready to assemble to ready for final inspection. Here's one that went to the range on Friday. Shot really great, 7 PRC. And this rifle is gonna be headed home to Georgia today or tomorrow. Tyler over here. Tyler's relatively new to AllTerra. He moved here from South Dakota to join the team. Looks like he's working on a 33 nozzler. I can see where he just scribed the barrel shank with the caliber. And we've got this customer. Oh yeah, this is an Alaska customer. He's building himself a big 33 nozzler bear gun. So Mountain Shadow steel, we got the spiral fluted barrel. It's all Cerakoted OD green. Bottom metal starting to come together. OD green. The bolt's been assembled, and it looks like Tyler is getting ready to install some hardware in the stock and put this thing together. So this rifle will be ready to head to the range in a matter of hours at this point. Tyler, you can say hello to the folks at home if you'd like. If not, whatever. So that is sort of the brief flow of manufacturing. Here we've got a bunch of stocks. They're all in line for use on upcoming projects. Oh, so this is kind of our stock work area. Will this morning chopped this stock for length of pole to the correct length, and now he's over here. He glued on a recoil pad and he's grinding it down. It's kind of a cool process. Check it out. So that recoil pad was epoxied on this morning. Here a couple hours later, it's all cured up, and they all start oversized. So he's just slowly sneaking in on a perfect exterior fit on that recoil pad. So, you know, manual labor on every one of these rifles, but they sure come out nice. So after a rifle has been assembled, they come over here to Brandon's area for testing. Looks like we've got 4 here in testing at the moment. Usually we've got anywhere from 4 to 7 or 8 rifles at a time in testing. You'll notice the tape on it. That's just to keep the high wear areas when we're doing cleaning and shooting and stuff like that covered up so they don't get scratched. But yeah, 300 PRC here. We've got a couple 7 PRCs and a couple 300 PRCs that are gonna be shot or have been shot, and we're dialing in ammo, 1,000-yard ballistics, whatever the customer wants. We're working on it at this point in time over here. And we also produce all of our own ammo. Brandon has the second best beard in the shop. Other than that, he doesn't say much. What are you working on right now?
We're working on one of those 300 PRCs. We're developing a new AllTerra premium ammo, and just filling up some powder. Then we take them over here and drop our bullets down in.
As you can see, Brandon is really built for taking a lot of recoil. He shoots every day and hasn't once complained about it.
Nope.
So just like everyone else we've seen, Brandon is a huge asset around here.
So now we're ready for testing. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you. I'm going to say that pretty much concludes it. Thanks for watching.